I was getting so many DMs and emails of people who'd been put on really low calorie diets by other Gymshark sponsored athletes, being told things that weren't scientifically backed and that could be really damaging to their health.
So here we are, probably a Monday, talking about something of relevance in the world of fitness and giving my opinion on said relevant thing in said world of fitness. So basically, on the agenda today, a few things. Number one, Natacha's reason for leaving Gymshark. I know what you're thinking, Harry, that happened months ago. I'm aware it happened months ago, but a few comments did actually pop up saying you should discuss this because I'm curious to know your opinion on it. And I thought, you know, pretty good idea actually, because it's pretty relevant. It's quite a big thing in the fitness realm. So I was like, yeah, but let's do it. A couple of things I want to throw out there before we start the video. Let's get this out of the way first because, oh yes, the light goal was once again obliterated in the last video. What do I have to slap something with? GorillaPod. Slapped it, that hurt. 7 months ago, I'd be lucky if a video broke 100 likes. Now I'm out here like, challenge, 750 in 24 hours, and you absolutely whack me with that, doing like 12. It's genuinely unreal. Can't thank you enough. The goal, once again, for this video is 750 likes in the first 24 hours. If you're watching this and you haven't liked the video already, slap it, you know, aggressively just click it. I would really appreciate it. On top of that, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, which probably applies to 47.27816% of you, I would really appreciate it if you did take the time out of your day to click the red button down below and subscribe to the channel, and maybe even tickle the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week, twice a week. And at the end of the video, comment question of the week. Drop a question in the comment section that you want me to answer at the end of the next video, and I shall do so. Oh, quick, I'm about to forget, so I'm going to do it before I forget. Shout out Slipknot. First link in the description is the free download to the TFL tier system, which is a tier system based program template to help you structure your own training. Comes along with bits and bobs surrounding macro guidance if you so wish, in addition some mental health resources if you are from either the US or the UK. Click the first link in the description down below because it's completely free and will help you hopefully structure your training to your goals. Video time. So Natacha Oceane, Natacha is someone I have actually covered a few times before. I want to say I covered her back in April maybe, and she used to be, up until the end of 2020, start of 2021, a Gymshark athlete, but she says no thank you to that. And we're going to discuss her reasons as to why she left Gymshark, which is a big move, and I'm going to give my opinion on the matter itself. So let's crack on with the video.
You look great, really. I think you look fresh, I think you look smart.
You both look fresh and smart. We're going to skip the majority of the video and we are just going to discuss the reasons as to why she left Gymshark, because that is the primary topic of the video and I don't want to waste your time.
Are you still with Gymshark?
As of 2021, I left them. They took me on trips where I got to meet so many of you. In fact, the biggest meetups I've had have been at Gymshark pop-up stores.
When you are considering like the realm of fitness and becoming a fitness influencer, being sponsored by Gymshark is probably one of the highest accolades to some regard. Like that is probably the sponsorship that the majority of fitness personalities are probably aspiring to achieve.
I remember there was this one time where we were on a shoot and there were models that didn't have like an audience or anything, and I was talking to them about getting paid and they said that they weren't, which actually really upset me because I've been on shoots where I've just been completely taken advantage of and it didn't sit right with me, and I brought it up with Gymshark.
This isn't really surprising, unfortunately. Like realistically, when you are kind of entering the realm of fitness, you're trying to make a name for yourself and you're trying to grow yourself as maybe your brand. A lot of individuals would feel very comfortable working for Gymshark or modeling for them, whatever it may be, without any monetary exchange. For the sake of potential exposure or maybe even potential networking, a lot of people would feel comfortable doing so as a means of maybe getting your foot in the door. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying I'm not surprised by it.
And they took it really seriously. Like I spoke to Ben about it, I spoke to Noel about it, and they changed their whole policy. Accidents and mistakes can kind of happen, but they don't mean to happen.
When you are building such a brand like Gymshark, it's quite easy and it's quite believable that things like this could slip through the cracks and you may not be aware.
I am really fussy when it comes to brands, especially doing like a long-term partnership.
I respect that. I think it's really decent. I see a lot of influencers and maybe content creators taking sponsorships with any brand that will give them attention. Over the course of my YouTube journey, at some point I will likely take a brand deal in which a brand will will pay me to promote their product for a minute of a video or something like that, whatever it may be. And I'll stay true to this and you can hold me to it. If a brand comes to me with a product or a service I feel at least some of my audience could actually benefit from, then I will consider, depending on what it is, accepting that as a brand deal. But if I ever take a sponsorship from a brand, it's a product, service or brand that I would personally invest my own money into regardless. But I'm not going to take nonsense I don't believe in. If a brand such as Herbalife came to me and said, hey Harry, we want to give you £500 for a minute clip in your video as a brand deal, I would simply reply to the email with a picture of a bin, followed by regards, Harold Moore, Team ForNever Lean. I'm very fussy with this stuff, which is why you've never seen a brand deal on this channel, and also why I'm not sponsored by any companies. So I really do respect and appreciate that she is staying true to her values, because I know a lot of people don't, unfortunately.
For me to put my name to something, like, I have to really think about it and be like, okay, do we have the same vision? Does it actually work? Like, it has to feel authentic, because I'm a terrible liar.
If it doesn't work, why would you promote it to your audience? Like, she doesn't want to breach the trust of her audience because she spent years building it. I would never want to breach the trust of you guys because you invest your time, you sort of support me as a human, as a creator, and as a brand. Why am I going to break that trust? This is a mutual relationship. Once the trust is broken and the cracks have begun to show, it's really hard to rebuild from that. I'm sure Natacha feels the same way, but I am indescribably appreciative and thankful to be in the position I am in, to have so many amazing people supporting me as part of my community. I'm never even going to put myself in the position to jeopardize that because it means too much to me. I care too much about you guys. I don't want to break your trust. I'm sure she feels the same.
So my vision of what the fitness industry should be like is science-based. It should be sports science-based. It should be dietetics, which is nutrition science-based. Like, it's based on research. And it should take into elements of psychology, which is also a science.
I feel so bad because I'm choosing horrific points to stop the video, and I'm not doing this intentionally, although it's quite funny. But no, I do completely agree. I'm, once again, big believer in science-based content, big believer in evidence-based content, because you're not going to find literature supporting fad diets, fad workouts, and fad exercises. You're going to find literature supporting, in most cases, good quality source. And it's really nice looking at fitness, not just from the physical health standpoint externally. How you look is often how one would determine whether you're healthy or not. But that's not the case. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you cannot see from physical appearance. Somebody may look externally very healthy and in great shape, but you don't know how they are on the inside. By that I mean internally, which is likely influenced by diet and other factors. I also mean emotionally. You don't know how they're managing day to day on a mental health level and a psychological level. You can look fantastic on the outside, but it doesn't mean you're a healthy person. And I think too many people just focus purely on the physical health from an external visual perspective. Not enough people focus on how they feel emotionally, and I don't think enough people are focusing on their internal health. Like, what are the test results saying?
So over the last couple of years, like, I went to Gymshark a few times about something that was really bothering me, and that's that I was getting so many DMs and emails of people who'd been put on really low calorie diets by other Gymshark sponsored athletes, being told things that weren't scientifically backed and that could be really damaging to their health.
When you sponsor an athlete, in most cases you sponsor them for a few factors. That could partly be due to how they look. That could also partly be due to their following. Can they introduce your brand to new people? So many factors to consider. So I'm not surprised that this was occurring, and I'm going to elaborate on that very shortly.
I mean, it bothers me anyway, but the fact that I'm then tied to this other athlete via Gymshark kind of puts me in the same bracket. I don't want to be part of the pseudoscience, the false promises that led me to be misled when I was younger. Like, it harmed my health. So then being tied to, like, why am I getting emotional?
Natacha's level of care for her audience is quite apparent here. So the emotional investment she has in this video and clearly in her audience is quite powerful. I do really respect it. I also appreciate the vulnerability here. I personally don't like people doing things such as selling programs when they're not qualified to do so. Qualifications are not necessarily an accurate representation of your intelligence, but I deem them to be important because you've gone through the necessary procedure to then be qualified to give the advice you are giving. This is not a product that you can break and fix. This is a person that has a lot of physical needs, a lot of emotional needs, a lot of needs in general that aren't often thought about and considered. Because there is a likelihood that you could do something, you could promote something, or you could sell somebody a product or a service that could really negatively impact them. Yeah, I completely feel Natacha here. Honestly, I'm fully backing this. I'm fully supporting this.
That's basically the reason that I left. Like, it's not right for me, because in the end, like, we all get put under this kind of Gymshark athlete umbrella.
Again, I'm really sorry, another bad screenshot. It's really nice to see Natacha voice her concerns and being honest with her audience, and also just showing that vulnerability once again. Again, from a brand perspective, I know they can't control their athletes. What you would like to see is them basically state, if you're not a qualified PT, please don't coach people like a PT would. Please don't sell programs like a PT would. I think that'd be a really nice addition to their maybe athlete contract, and I think that's something that would really enhance the respect and trust in the brand, and also prevent things like Natacha leaving from happening again.
And there are some great people with Gymshark who know the limits of their knowledge, who aren't trying to get anything from you, they're just trying to spread positivity, and that they know their stuff. It's not the majority of the Gymshark athletes, it's portion of them.
I'm fully aware that what is being said here does not apply to all Gymshark athletes. This is not a reflection of anyone's personalities, I'm sure. I don't know much about Gymshark athletes. I don't know who's qualified and who's not. I have spoken to a few Gymshark athletes, Kelty O'Connor, Serena Abway, Brittany Lupton, Hannah Oberg. I've had conversations with all of them and it's been nothing shy of a pleasure. Genuinely lovely people, far nicer than I could even comprehend. Do I know if they're doing the things I might not agree with? I'm unsure, so I can't comment. I do really appreciate the fact that this is highlighting this is not a reflection of personality.
They're still a great company. I'm not going to give you guys drama about issues between me and Gymshark. I love everyone that's there. They really were like a family. When they say family, they mean it. That's my reason for why I left Gymshark.
It's nice that Natacha is kind of reaffirming that no, this is not a reflection of them and their personalities. This is more a reflection of differences in beliefs. But my beliefs do very much align with Natacha. Really good video from Natacha, and I really respect it. When I first visited her back in 2017, I want to say, I wasn't massively impressed. But in all honesty, on reflection, I'm gonna admit fault here and admit mistake. I think I wasn't a massive fan of her because I was looking for a reason not to be a fan of her. At the time, I had a very negative association with fitness influencers of all genders, and I was almost looking for a reason not to like them because of the negative experiences that I had had with fitness influencers and their misinformation in the past. In all honesty, I think that video was a mistake. I think it was not a reflection of Natacha. I think that video was more a reflection of me, the issues that I was yet to overcome, and I take full responsibility for that. It's just really nice to see somebody being so honest. In fairness, I'd expect nothing less. I've heard a lot of great things about Natacha. I have looked at her in the past more recently and I was very impressed. Great video. I fully back her reasons and I think what she's stating is really commendable. I don't really know enough about Gymshark, especially recently, to really comment on whether I believe that she has a fair reason to be feeling this way, because I can see what's happening too. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not shocked by this. I think the bigger and bigger you get, the harder and harder it can be to focus your attention on individuals, which is a shame. But now, very quickly, common question of the week, which is the highlight of every video, I'm sure. What exercises would you recommend for building glutes at home? I know I'm limited without machines or a barbell. I only have a range of dumbbells and resistance bands, but I'm curious if it's possible for me to make progress at home. You can indeed make progress. The big factor here, are you eating enough to build muscle mass? In addition to progressive overload. Every session, you should aim to do more. Heavier weight, more reps, whatever it may be. But then you've also got to look at exercise selection. Will the movements you're choosing actually allow you to effectively progressively overload? So things like donkey kicks, can't really progressively overload them, and the range of motion is very limited. Probably not an effective movement to do, as you stated. The fundamental movements I will always back: hip thrust and hip thrust variations, such as a single leg hip thrust, split squats, rear foot elevated, front foot elevated, walking lunges, squat variations, RDLs, things along those lines, and things you can do with both a band and a dumbbell. You could actually use both of them. You could do split squats with dumbbells in your hand while a band is wrapped around your neck and under your front foot to then add additional tension and resistance. Those are the kind of fundamental movements I would focus on when looking at building the glutes and the lower body in general, to be honest. But hopefully that answer helps you achieve your goals. But that's it. That's the video. And like I said at the beginning of the video, 750 likes in the first 24 hours is the goal, and that would be bloody stupendous. I would really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do consider clicking the red button down below and the bell button next to it so you get notified when I upload every week, twice a week. And if you too have a question you want me to answer at the end of the next video, drop it down below for comment question of the week and I shall do so. Thank you for tolerating me, thank you for tolerating how horrendously pale I am, and thank you for tolerating the video.